ABC song, In My Dreams Your Song is Sung. As I not dreamed, your bright beauty does shine before me, an angel of love divine. Come in my heart is your song, it is sung deep within my heart. Love's bell, it is rung. Enveloping our love, the moon shines bright forever. You are the beauty to my side. Give your precious love as our song does sing. Heartbeats alive with the passion we bring. In my dreams, our love does echo in the night, justifying the joy of love's bright light, killing the deep sorrow my heart did feel, lifting the dark cloud. I try to conceal, move my heart to the joy that love can give. Now in my soft heart, your love ever live. Opening my soul and now let you swim. Peace and joy now fill my heart to the brim. Queen of my dream, and now drown in your eyes. Remember our song sung in paradise. Songs of love sung in beauty supreme, the beauty of you in every dream. Under the moonlight, our love it shall grow. Venus of my heart, you shall ever glow. Wonder of the stars, divine your beauty. Exploring desire shall be our duty. You are the song my heart shall ever sing. These there shall sing within love's dreaming ring. Aha! Nice, right? Beautiful. We can do it. Remember, breathe. One poem. Love you. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z. Attitude can be nurtured and changed by you in spite of what has happened in your day. Confident people master it quickly despite what they are enduring. Enthusiasm is a side benefit that fosters teamwork, positivity, and friendship. Give yourself a break if you have had a bad day. We all have them. Inspiring videos, loving people, and supportive friends. Jokes, funny TV shows, and hobbies might help. Kindness to friends is wonderful, but loving them is not as important as loving yourself. Many do not give themselves this important gift naturally. You want the best for others and your family. Outrageous as this might sound, you must positively become your own best friend first. Quiet yourself and give yourself the all important gift. Rusty as you might be, find your strength, see yourself in the best light, encourage yourself, treat yourself with the same empathy you utilize with others. A good friend or a cherished neighbor vigorously appreciate your talents and gifts. Wisest of the wise recognize the exceptional logic of doing this, and often you will immediately reap the rewards. That's three excited attitudes. Encourage others. Please encourage you, beautiful husband's death. There are some who bring a light so bright to the world that even after they have gone, the light remains. Unknown anniversary between charmed dangles, ever from the glittering heirloom, idyllic Juho keeps saying. Lovely memories, necklace, ornament, palpis, quiet recollection, sorrow, terrible, unbidden valediction, withdrawal, zozo, yearning, zapped. Beautiful. Ah. English is a pain. Here I sit in English class, the likelihood is that I won't pass. An F on my report card would be worse than swallowing class. It's not that I haven't studied often till late at night, but the rules are so confusing, I simply can't get them right. Our teacher says, heed my advice, Eve must study and sacrifice. But I mouses are mice and louses are lies. How come blouses aren't lies? The confusion really abounds when adding ises to nouns. Gooses are geese, but mooses aren't means. Somebody sent in the clowns. Two ultimatums are ultimate and a couple of datrums are deader. So you wouldn't expect it would be correct for a bunch of plums to be platter. And if more than one octopus or octopus and the plural of ox is oxen, shouldn't a couple of buses be busy and a pair of foxes be foxen? Let's talk about spelling a while, especially letters that are silent. Words like psychologist and Drake surely make all of us violent. And another example, quite plain, which is really hard to explain. If it's I before except after C, Then what about Fen and Train? The final exam will determine how I do, whether I pass or fail. I have prepared as much as I can, down to the last detail. I'm ready to give in my very best, and just a little while, and then it'll take a relaxing rest on the tropical isle. My big fat cat, beautiful. I own a big fat cat, the fattest for miles around. Wherever there's a lot of food, that's where he'll be found. He's really good at eating. It's a talent, I suppose, I'm sure. If he keeps at it, he would win the talent show. I own a big fat cat. He weighs at least a ton. He couldn't run to save his life. Yes, he isn't much fun. His favorite room's a kitchen. I'm sure we all know why. He is just about everything. That's why, with a sigh. I would like to tell you, teacher, I would like to tell you straight, I might have accidentally dropped my homework in his plate. My next door neighbor is a witch. We are doing pretty good, right? Yes. Breathe, watch the ball, and sit straight. Okay, we can do it. My next door neighbor is a bitch. My next door neighbor is a bitch, and she lives way down in a ditch. Her clothing is a little strange because she never wants to change. She has a black robe and black hat, green skin, and a smelly black cat. A big fat wart grows on her nose and 17 pimples on her toes. But her food is even worse because she eats it course by course. Her first course is 7 dead bats laid on top of the 7 trays. Then she has 20 flies with lots and lots of yama eyes. Her main course is a horrible soup because it's made with the doggy poop. But worst of all is her dessert. It's a little children rolled in dirt. Last night she had a witch's feast and turned it into a greedy beast. I think she cooked my best friend Tilly and ate her with some peas and broccoli. Summer camp souvenirs. When I got home from summer camp, my parents almost died. They asked me how I got this way, and here's what I replied: this little cast from heel to hip is nothing much at all. Some broken shingles made me slip from off the dining hall. The poison is not too bad. It missed my back and chest. Of course, I guess I ought to add mosquitoes got the rest. I tried to eat some Hickey's nuts and cracked it to the two, and all these bruises, scabs, and cuts. I haven't got a clue. I got the lump that's on my head from diving in the lake. I should have washed from rocks instead of grabbing for the snake. This leaves this bandage on my chin and these 3 finger sprints, along with lots of sunburn, the skin, and the snipples from the rain. I also got a muscle cramp. A very nearly drowned. It's some terrific summer camp, the coolest one around. La la la, doing it good. The boy who didn't like the cream, like ice cream. A boy who didn't like ice cream. That almost seems like a crime. This is the story of Logan and about trying food more than one time. Logan did not enjoy ice cream. He thought it was too cold on his tongue, too cold on his teeth, too cold right down to his toes. No one could believe it. Just try one bite, they would say. He would shake his head. No, thank you, he would say. Maybe some other day. At parties and zoo, at the beach, ice cream was everywhere. But as everyone enjoyed the nice cold treat, Logan preferred gummy bears. One time, Logan did try ice cream, took a big bite, his eyes squeezed as the ice cream melted into his mouth. He got a huge brain freeze. Never again, Logan said. Eating ice cream is no fun. I cannot freeze my brain again. I have got only this one. No one was as upset as the man, that is for sure. It was a Logan's pop-up, the great ice cream connoisseur. Please, Logan, Pop begged. Please try it one more time. Just try a small bite, Pop said. Your brain will just be fine. Logan gulped his eyes, squinted tight. Pop was never wrong. Maybe just one more try won't really hurt, he decided to be strong. Little bites are the trick. Pop winked and said, that way the cold goes to your tummy instead of your head. So Logan scooped a tiny bit of homemade vanilla ice cream He squeezed his eyes, stuck out his tongue, and then let out a scream. I like it. Logan yelled and Pop-Up laughed. I knew you would, my boy. They laughed and both enjoyed tummies full of ice cream joy. So what did you learn from Logan? Remember this little rhyme: trying new things doesn't hurt, and try them more than one time. Beautiful candy treat shops. If ice cream if ice cream could get grown on a treetop, tiny tummies would be liking it lots, and fruits flavor for all of to savor. Do stop by at the ice cream tree shop. If only the trees could grow lollipops with a sharp tangy taste of lemon drops, lolly licky lick with a zingy twist. Come along with a skip and a hop. If chocolate heaven grew on tree leaf, bountiful, tempting, delicious to eat, a smooth, silky treat in a 40 feet, if only they weren't so out of reach. If bubblegum grew upon trees that blew bubbles in the air to catch and to chew, no, be nimble, be quick. Remember the trick, don't swallow because gum sticks like glue. All are welcome at the candies, trees, shops. Feast your eyes on all the goodies they have got. There are enough trees for all down the street, so come and join the jiggity jigget jog little. Ha ha! Beautiful. Little boy blow. Please cover your nose. You sneezed on Miss Muffet and ruined her clothes. You sprayed Miss Mother Herbert and now she is sick. You put out the fire on Jack's candlestick. Your sneeze is the reason why Humpty fell down. You drenched Yankee Doodle. When he came to town, the blind mice are angry. The sheep are upset. From now on, use a tissue so no one gets wet. A day out to remember. Today we are going to the zoo. I am psyched. I'm zinged. I'm Scooby Doo. My shoes are on, my scarf, my hat. I'm bouncing like an acrobat. Come on, Mom. Come on, Dad. We'll get there late if traffic's bad. We are on the road. It won't be long, Mom says. An hour she must be wrong right now. To queue which one I'll pick it. I'm desperate now to get that ticket. Through the turnstile, up the slope, and face to face with antelope. The keeper leads along the path which draws my gaze to a huge giraffe whilst licking food from round its face. It locks its neck with a suitcase. No weight, no case. Why that's strong? But elephants pools, not water stung. I come from the mud and the bog. I spot the snout of one warthog with bristly ears and the curly tail snuffing food from the big green pail. Mom declares it's monkey time. Let's snap them wives every swing and climb. Two small ones crouched beside the bus, bananas clutched like fat cigars. Mom greets the guide and then she squeals, let's buy some fish to feed the seals. 12 o'clock is feeding time. Then they perform at pantomime. I thought the zoo filled kids with glee, but Mum, it seems, wasn't that mean. Dad likes a zoo but isn't fond of bats and cows, so he plods along. He likes the noise and even the stench, but longs to find a comfy bench. His luck is in. We find a seat to read through what we have brought to eat: foil wrapped rolls and the cans of pop, some chocolate from the local shop. Stop for breath. You are going to croak. Come on, Dad. There's lines on to stroke. Love, listen close, and please stay calm. If you broke them, they will take your arm. Okay, Dad, if that's the case, instead I'll kiss the gator's face. Mum takes the lead of all of us. She wants to see the rhinoceros. She lures me with a red balloon, reminding me of the one baboon. The pressed the grasped and firstly posed and then turns round, his butt exposed. But then it comes as no surprise. They don't make trousers in his size. It's 5 o'clock and time for home. I'm sad, but tired, so will not moan. There are no gorillas back at mine. But Grand smells close, so I'll be fine. Beautiful. We did it. It was pretty tough, right? You have to go in the visualization of the picture. That's that much fun and exciting, and it's like intelligence beyond thought, beyond the words. In the picture, you feel connected and just flow. Beautiful. Nice, right? You're doing it. Granddad can't see his feet. Granddad got new glasses. But he still can't see his face. No, his eyes are not the problem. It's the amount of the food he eats. People often stop and ask, is his belly real or did he eat a basketball? With last night's evening meal, one day he surely pop and Gran will go berserk. She'll say, see what you have done, you greedy old fool, making me more work. Granddad will simply laugh and say, now look, my turtle dove. If I keep getting bigger, there'll be more of me to love. He calls himself the perfect man, every grandma's dream. Then a smirk spreads across his face like a cat that got cream. Granddad may be extra lost, but he's a sweet, lovely guy. The heavyweight champion of the world and the toffee apple of my eye. My kitty. I once had a kitty who had stripes in her fur. I could pet her and brush her, and boy, could she purr. She was a mighty hunter, and she was not shy. She would seek out the bugs, and especially the flies. Oh, you mischievous little kitty with your face in the can. That fly you are chasing is now on the stand. That nasty old bug thinks he's smart and witty. But he's never tangled with my little kitty. He thinks he's outsmart her. That clever old bug, she'll curl up and wait in there on that big for fluffy rug. My clever little kitty, oh no, she's no top. She'll sit back and wait. She'll show him the ropes. She curled up and waited like a clever cold spy. Then she jumped up and pounced on that taunting old fly. So the moral of this story, if you are a fly, don't mess with my kitty or you will soon die. Aha, pretty. I hate Brussels sprouts. I know that sting. I have no doubts that mom has cooked the Brussels sprouts. Of all the things that I despise, the Brussels sprout would take first prize. I blocked my nose and tried to swallow, guzzled lots of milk to follow. But I can tell you nothing works because in my mouth the taste still lurks. Once I slipped one in my pocket, but after dinner I forgot. The next day I showed my hands in there and gave myself a nasty scare. In mom's plant, I used to hide a sprout or two then. But then it died, and now my sisters learned to count. I can add to her a sprout amount. My dog won't even help me out. He will not eat the Brussels sprout. He'll lick his butt, even eat possum poop. But to eat his sprouts, he will not stew. Maybe it is just as well because his farts already smell. He does not need a Brussels sprout to turbocharge what's coming out. Please, mom, can we work out a deal that gets me out of this here meal? I'll clear the table, do the dishes, be your gentle grant your wishes. I would clean my room a little later and feed the dog that little treasure. I'll pull weeds till my hands blister. I'll even play nice with my sister. But mom, I would be the best all around if other ways could be found, so we could all just go without the gross revolting Brussels sprout. So pretty, no? And my shadow. I quite often look at my shadow. I like how it follows me around and does all the same things that I do without ever making a sound. It hides when the weather is cloudy, but I know it's always quite near. For later, as soon as the sun shines, my shadow is bound to appear. I've noticed sometimes in the evening while watching the sun going down, my shadow gets all tired and lazy and stretches right out of on the ground. And then when it comes to my bedtime, I lie down and switch off the light. My eyes close. I can't help but wonder where the shadow like mine go at night. Perhaps I meet with other shadows, sit down and tells them about me, the silly things that I have been doing, and hears his friends laughing with glee. But when I awake in the morning, I'm always delighted to see as soon as I drew back the curtains, my shadows there waiting for me. Beautiful musings of a 3-year-old. How tiring it is to be 3-year-old. Sit here, eat that, be constantly told. I would like to stomp my feet when I'm mad. Watch Papa's pig all day. Is that so bad? Once in a while, I wanted to stand on the table, fling a few things around. It's not unreasonable. Instructions, everything is forbidden. All the fancy breakable things from me remain hidden. I have many a plan for when I grow up. First and most importantly, till late I'll stay up. I'll go around in circles until I'm nice and dizzy, spring up and down the house and everyone in a dizzy. I'll eat all the chocolate I can find around the house. Next I'll attack the chips, then the cookie jar I'll browse. Yes, once I'm older, my wings I'll unfurl. Until then I'll hide. I'll bide my time and be a good little girl. Beautiful, sweet dream. In my If my world were made of chocolate, I know what I would do. I would make a chocolate mountain and share it all with you. We'll eat our way to the top until we had eaten every drop. Then chocolate clouds and chocolate rain would float up back to earth again. Chocolate fields and chocolate trees, chocolate rivers, chocolate seeds, chocolate people and chocolate cars and houses made of chocolate bars. Chocolate coats and chocolate hats, chocolate dogs and chocolate cats, chocolate castles. Oh, what a dream! I would be known as a chocolate queen. But there's one thing that would never do. I know for sure that this is true. An end would be put to all our fun if our world had a chocolate sun. Who am I? Who am I? I'm a surprise. I don't have eyes. I'm wrapped up in plastic. I'm fantastic. I could be red, but I'm not dead. I could be blue, bluer than you. I could be pink, but I don't think. Make up your mind. I'm not hard to find. You could find me in a milk bar or eat me in a car. I do not walk. I do not talk. But most of all, I don't taste like Coke. I'm not shy. I do not cry. I will never let out a wimpy sigh. I find myself covered in spit, then fall into the bottomless pit. Serene Williams likes my test, but doesn't like tomato paste. Do not be scared of me. All I want to be is free. I'm very nice. I don't taste like rice. You can't cut me into a slice. I'm filled with sugar, but don't think I'm booger. Do not fear. I don't taste like beer, but when I'm around, everyone will cheer. People will stop when they see me in a shop. You'll buy me 5 times over, like I'm a four-leaf clover. People say I rock, but I don't smell like a sock. You might say I'm food, but I'm never in a bad mood. I might ask Sam who I am. He might say what and tell you who I'm not. Beautiful, la la la. Really cute. Funny how a pretty girl can change the way you think because even Junkie Trucker washed away his stink all to catch the eye of little Linda Sue. Besides, her daddy owned a toy store. Now, what's a boy to do? Beautiful! I hate peanut butter. These words I say without a stutter. I hate the taste of peanut butter. It freezes chocolate, it may stay, but keep the butter far away. It leaves a lump inside my belly. I will even worse than paired with jelly. I hate its texture, hate its smell. If I go near it, I'm unwell. My family tells me I'm dramatic. But against PB, I stay emphatic. If you are craving butter thick, you might as well just eat the steak or wear it is as a winter coat, but keep it furthest from your throat. Last time I ate it, things went south. My tongue got glued inside my mouth. If you include it in my lunch, I'll very likely throw a punch. I'm gladly eat the Brussels sprouts, but keep the peanut butter out. Who knows? Some are as long as hoses you buy at a garden store. Mine can be used to smell roses from a couple of miles or more. In case you haven't guessed it, it's noses I'm talking about here. And although I've never expressed it as for mine, it's unique, I fear. One night, that's humid and warm. You would be impressed. I would better stand under my nose in a thunderstorm. Chances are you won't get wet. Yesterday, I had someone to me. The cab drive was the worst. The driver dropped me at the edge street, but my nose went on until first. Then a jet plane boarded me and my nose. It was neat. I really couldn't afford it because we needed an extra seat For handkerchiefs, it's really rough. It's hard to know what to do. A small white cloth isn't enough, so I use a bedsheet or two. Perhaps I shouldn't be complaining. Who knows where things went wrong? Certainly, I should be abstaining from sticking it where it doesn't belong. My brother can eat. La! My brother can eat, hide your fruits, hide your snacks, hide your treats. It doesn't matter what it is, you all don't understand. The boy can eat, call him Munchy Man. Rice and chicken, mac and cheese, he's always in the kitchen saying more plates. Just the other day, he ate all my daddy's steak. Just the other day, he had 3 plates. I guarantee if you see him, he will ask, where are you going to eat? I love my brother a lot, but the boy sure can eat. Reflection? Mm-hmm. I've heard mom say, and often too, that wishing up's a bone. Why she's often give me 10 pence just to do what that dreadful chore. But me, I would rather like it with my elbows in the sink, stirring up the bubbles as I have a little think. And when I start to wash them, why the dishes fade away and in their place a special friend comes to visit me each day. There's a genie in the saucepan. And when I wake at the bottom shrine, he shows his great smiling face. It looks a bit like mine. He likes it when I talk to him, yet though it seems as per although I see him answer me, I just can't hear a word. I see his lips are mounting words, but through I but though I strain my ears, I'll never yet heard what he said whenever he appears. Still, I'm sure if mom could see him, that she's never say again that washing up a dreadful bore and drives her quite insane. Night noises. My parents' bedroom is far from mine, so I have to wonder what the noise is every night that sounds a lot like thunder. You don't live near the seashore, but almost every morning I'm awakened by a noise that sounds like a foghorn. It's louder than the sound of the barking dogs at night or a fireworks explosion that light the sky real bright. A chainsaw cutting log doesn't make as much din nor did the wall coming down way over in Berlin. A jet plane at takeoff will get your attention quick, as will a jackhammer engaged in a busting up some brick. But neither equals a clamor from mom and dad's bedroom worse than a stack of dynamite at the moment of kaboom. At last, I figured out the source of all the raucous roaring. It was only good old dad engaging in some snoring. Mom says, I don't mind, it really is God's son that all that wind isn't coming out the other end. Sleepy. There, there is this funny guy I know, sleepy by name and sneaky as can be. I never know where he comes from, only that he creeps upon me. He's very cunning, you see. He often makes me feel like a fool. He jokes my head or slurs my sleep, and he sometimes makes me drool. He can put things in a swell so I can't tell which is which, and the stuff I don't want to let go, he easily takes out of my reach. Still, a generous guest is he always comes with a soothing balm to lull my body and renew my strength and make my mind to be calm. When he leaves and where he goes, that is hard for me to say, but as rude as he is, I'll always glad for Sleepy's sly visit every day. Cow in my soup. My mom said, eat all your soup, every piece of chicken and every noodle, but there's a cow in my soup. I need to get him out of there. I don't know if he can swim, how he got there, I'm not aware. My mom says, stop slurping your soup every time he starts to move. Heck, I'm just hoping he doesn't poop. He keeps splashing me with his tail. My mom said, you are making a mess. She must have gotten the soup on sale. I give up. It's no use. My mom says, for dessert, we are having chocolate mousse. Granddad's got hair. Granddad got hair on his fingers, hair on his toes, hair in his ears, hair on his nose. His chest has got hair. Then a coarse front door mat. His back has got more hair than next door's tomcat. Granddad's head is silky and smooth, not a solitary bristle, smooth as a baby's bum, clean as a whistle. Someday a snooker ball has got more hair, but his beard hides a smile that says, I just don't care. Pet Potter Potty. I took a walk in this city today to try to pass the time away. Saw lots of people walking to stepping right in a pile of doggy doo. I thought for a moment just what could be done to clean up the streets of doggy dung. Maybe I'll invent something really super, even finer than the pooper scooper, a pot of potty for our four-legged friends on every street corner where every road bends. Then I'll become famous for all awesome invention. At the monthly town meeting, my name will be mentioned. They will throw a big party and dance in the streets because never again will there be poop on our feet. A cow and a rooster went dancing. A cow and a rooster went dancing one night by the light of the moon. They have arranged to meet in the barnyard with the cricket providing the tune. They started off slow with a waltz and then danced a foxtrot and tango. They swayed and dipped to the music, then went on to do the fandango. The barn owls enjoying the show soon added some excited hooting, and to this new beat and rhythm they worked in a bit of boot scooting. The rooster nailed the chicken dance and then he moonwalked like a pro. The cow's belly dance was entrancing as she shimmered her hips to and fro. The pace of their dances grew faster. They were really hitting their grooves. They battled it out with some crumping, then busted some breakdancing moves. They did the twist and the jitterbug. They shook, garroted, and jumped. Dust clouds were rising and feathers were flying. They wiggled and jiggled and jumped. Bumped. The cow and the rooster grew tired but agreed that they would have so much fun. The rooster said he would turn to in for the night since he had to be up with the sun. Next morning, the farmer was puzzled, for the rooster was still not weighing. Then he went to the shed to milk all his cows, and one of them gave a milkshake. Aha! Millie Rose. Millie Rose has a long, hairy nose that could consistently wiggle and twitch, and Kiss would giggle every time it wiggled and believe she was a silly old witch. Millie Rose is a teacher, and her very best feature is the hair upon her head. Since a wee girlie, her hair grew curly and with a bright flaming color of red. Millie Rose wore dresses to match her tresses with the spots or sparkles that glowed. She had matching shoes in various hues, and her long skinny legs were both. Now, poor old Millie Rose, with her long hairy nose, didn't think that she looked weird. All day long, she would sing a happy song and was proud of her red curly beard. Then one day, Millie Rose got sick and stayed home in her warm, fully fluffy bed. The school was quiet without the red riot, and this is what the children said: "We love you, Millie Rose. With your long hairy nose, please come back to school. We promise not to giggle when your nose starts to wiggle and your red curly beard is cool." Ah, beautiful centipede. I'm glad I'm not a real boy with proper feet like you. Imagine if I had to put a foot in every shoe for when I got each foot inside and every leg tied. I would have to take them off again to go to bed at night. Ah, to bear the salty ear. I planned to leave one fateful day upon a burly craft. I told my friends I'll sail the seas, but all of them just laughed. I'll show them what a sailor is. I had a sturdy boat. So I packed a bag with lots of socks, my cap and warmest coat, fresh underwear and extra jeans, some shirts and turtleneck. I had for sure a first aid kit if injured on my trek, a toothbrush, soap and bushy towel, some dental floss and comb, a sextant and a navy map so I could get back home, a lantern so to see at night, and oars to paddle round because my cells would fail to bloom when winds had settled down, a box load of my favorite books to read them night long, a guitar I would always kept in tune that I might sing a song. I'd bow and stern a cannon set to fight the pirates off, and just in case I made some space for cuff drops for my cuff, an anchor and a fishing rod, harpoons and safety pins, bubble gum and rifles too, in case a war begins. I read about the dangers there. Sharks could be unpleasant. With that in mind, I brought along a vat of shark repellent, ropes and cans of chicken soup, some candies and some mints, some rubber boots and tweezers too to pick out never lens, toilet paper soft and white, all dots, roll plenty, heather gloves and cannonballs of those I counted 20. A garbage can and the trusty mop to keep the deck all spotless. I purchased 20 pounds of salt, but perhaps I should have bought less. My laptop and my TV set, I heavy length of chain, a manual on how to swim, and a top if it could should rain, lots of fruit and pork and beans, my blankets and my bunk. But just as I stepped aboard the boat, the ding dang dingy sung. So lesson I've learned, I say to you, if you decide to roam, take indeed just what you need and leave the rest at home. Beautiful exclamation. I have a strange addiction. It often sets off sparks. I really cannot seem to stop using exclamation marks. They appear when I'm writing, even in the shopping list. If I don't put one at the end, I feel something's been missed. It started as a positive. It made people feel happy. But now I fear it maybe bring tears. It makes my teachers snappy exclamation marks. Can show how to command. They show when things are exciting or getting out of hand. As you can see, this problem is one I now must end, but I can't help but feel maybe the question marks, my friends. Anyone heard of Introban, my imaginary friend? Lies. I have lots of friends, but there is a special one with whom I play the most. We have so much fun. He never argues, and I've never heard him whine. He always thinks that my suggestions are perfectly fine. He never ever disagrees or picks a quarrel with me. As a friend, he's as loyal as can be. But he does urge me to do naughty things once in a way, and when I get scolded, he's silent when I protest and say, I didn't need to do any mischief. I just can't comprehend. Why are you scolding me instead of my imaginary friend? Santa Claus. Santa's struck in traffic. Santa's stuck in a traffic. He'll be late this year, but that's not my so horrific. He's still got his reindeer. Still put out your biscuits. You might have to wait until May, but Santa's definitely coming. Hip, 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 hooray. You shouldn't see me. I woke up one morning completely upside down. You shouldn't see me putting on my dressing gown. I woke up the next morning completely inside out. You should have seen me flopping around my house. I woke up the next morning completely back into front. You should have seen me trying to eat my lunch. I woke up the next morning completely made of sand. You should have seen me washing both my hands. I woke up the next morning completely normally. You should have seen me as bored as could be. My hamster performed somersaults. My friends are all astonished at the things my pets can do. They say my pets are gifted, but I hardly think that's true. My hamster performs somersaults. When leaping from his wheel, he never sticks the landing, so I don't see the big deal. My cat plays the piano only when she's in the mood, but her sitting is atrocious and she usually gets booed. The dog likes playing Scrabble, but he's not much of a threat of us. He plays a basic and he hasn't beat me. And my parrot recites poetry, but he thinks of to compose. But nothing ever rhymes, and I'm not a fan of prose. The goldfish in his fish tank enjoys playing water polo, but his goals aren't that impressive because he's only playing solos. So you see, my pets are really just a pretty average bunch. Now I have to go wash up because the dog has made my lunch. Little Princess. There was a little princess who lived in a kingdom. She had so many maids that she had no freedom. She took them shopping right next to her town and traded them for a new princess gown. Halloween. Halloween is very fun, full of kids with different tongues. We scream, we shout, then we run all about. Trick or treat. We walk on the street watching witches mixing lotions, making weird smelly potions, saying bubble brew, boiled simmer, you'll soon be my dinner. Dracula spreads his wings and flashes his teeth and bling. His mother calls, come back here, son, while he ducks the sun. Ghosts love to moan and tread, even though they are already dead. They always drift and ask if you want to live. Halloween is very fun, full of kids with different tongues. We scream, we shout, then we run all about. We trick or treat, we walk on the street, then we go to sleep, maybe even counting shapes. Fishy, fishy. Fishy, fishy, munch, 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 eat his food with a big crunch. Fishy, fishy, swimming by, he just looked, maybe saying hi. Fishy, fishy, swimming around, the mayor of his little town. Fishy, fishy, yummy, yummy, now he is in my tummy. A noble quest. You go to your back garden as you want something to do, and a world of wild adventure is staring back at you. It's not a place that mom and dad know sits behind your home, but you see things you can't see if you are prepared to comb. Beneath the big hydrangea, a bush are mysteries to spy, where orchids live and will appear but slowly because they are shy. To travel to this mystic land or venture even farther, you need to cross a vast green lawn that is now made of lava. But if you hop from stone to stone and say the magic words, you have learned the cracking clues and the rhymes left for you by the birds. You'll get across securely and even in one piece, but if you mix your words, jump fast. So you will avoid the bees that lurks amongst the flower beds and sneaks from pot to pot. But don't step on the lawn because, as you know, it's boiling hot. So now you have reached the brambles, all twisted thorns and vines. They come to life and grab your legs, and so watch out for the signs. As they know, when no one is watching you to see you disappear and take you to a place that even ghosts and dragons fear. But you are not a dragon, and you are certainly not a ghost. You are brave, you're strong, you're fearless, and more intelligent than most. You have got your wits about you, and more important than that, you're proud. Your brand new spud gun and your lucky cowboy hat. So now onto the castle where the captured princess wait guarded by the boglins made of stone beside the gates. You first must climb the rope ladder and hope it doesn't break or worse. As you recall, it once transformed into a snake. You peek in through the doorway, being quiet as a mouse. You keep a stunning castle, not a dusty old tree house. And pop of your gun and guards run off in fear. The worst thing for a goblin is potato in their ear. And now to save the princess that was once your sister's doll, but since you flushed that down the toilet, is now Bert, her purple troll. But Bert is still a princess and needs saving all the same, and protected past the dark pond full of crocodiles to tame. You can tell that they are peckish and bribe them with a snack, which wins their trust and earns you both a ride upon their back, which really comes in handy at the pond also contains snapping pink pharaohs, keen to gobble up your brains. But fish with teeth don't scare you. As you jump down from the pound, you are as brave as the Indian and as daring as James Bond. But inside your pack bag, you head back to the lawn with your trainers streaked with mud and the trousers slightly torn. But if you are required to save the world, mom should count herself as lucky that the only cost of her sometimes is clothes that come back mucky. As you stride across the pasture, your mission now complete. You're through the door, your head held high, but it still must wipe your feet because while giants do not scare you, even roaring 5 feet from, nothing's quite as frightening as the telling off from mom. Aha! Beautiful. We did it so fabulous. The only way we did it because we went into the picturizing and the vision and we just forgot ourselves completely, right? So, intelligence beyond thought and vision beyond words. Fine, we did it. Beautiful. Keep it. Concentrate on the breath and the posture and the ball. The voice comes from there. Okay, good, great. Love you all.